Nico. Anyone but Nico.
Anybody but
Anyone but Nico Collins. Let's talk. Let's talk about it, man. Lord, take my hammy.
Yeah,
Take my hammy, Lord.
Take my hammy.
I don't need it to sit here and talk this shit. Just take mine. Give it to Nico. Go back in time. Give it to Chris Paul. Please.
Exactly. Yo.
Don't do this to us.
Hey.
Sport God that hates Houston. Please. Just stop, man.
Listen, that hates Houston, and apparently their favorite way to take away progress from us is to destroy hamstrings. That seems to be that's it. You really just triggered me right now, bro, with the whole Chris Paul thing. Because one of the things I love to say is that we were a Chris Paul hamstring away from a third championship. As you guys can tell behind me, I'm a huge Rockets fan.
We got to start talking more about the Rockets.
We do got to start talking more about the Rockets because
people have commented to us and said, "Hey, y'all talk Rockets too." And we said we were going to put out the fillers as long as the people want it. We'll get it because we big Rockets fans too.
I mean, I got Hakeem Olajuwon rookie cards. I got Ralph Sampson rookie cards. I got my Calvin Murphy rookie card that I got his autograph on. Listen, I love my Texans, bro. Don't get it twisted. But the Texans didn't come around until 2002. That was 20 years ago. I've been a Rockets fan since the early 90s, bro. 91, 92. All right. The Rockets hold a special place in my heart. My dad was an immigrant. He didn't speak no English, but he came here and somehow he got connected to the Rockets. I was just happy to sit there and hang out, watch a game with him. That's how I fell in love with the Rockets. So
let's go.
Hey, y'all let us know down in the comments, man. Seriously, if y'all want us to start talking about the Rockets, man, we are both very much involved in basketball as well.
It's all H-Town love, man. But obviously, right now at this current moment, we are talking Houston Texans. This is the place where you get all your Houston Texans news. But in the most exciting and entertaining way, man. It's a Bull Run Sports Podcast channel, man. We give it to y'all straight. And right now, we talking Nico Collins, man, because this is the most important news in the city for this team going on right now, bro. And the reason why we're coming at y'all hot and heavy and upset is because initially the reports were from very credible sources initially, Omar, was that this hamstring injury was something that they were viewing as not a major deal, something that was just a day-to-day thing, and he could possibly be back for the Patriots game as soon as this Sunday for the Patriots game. Now it's switched up, bro, much to our chagrin. It's like now he's week to week. It's gone from day to day to week to week, and that's not the news. That's not the news that you want to hear, man. And
that is not the news that you wanted to hear, and it's obviously it was reported by Yahoo Fantasy Sports. So, obviously Nico Collins has been a hot topic when inside fantasy sports because of his performance and the numbers that he's been putting up. So naturally next to I don't know, C-Mac, somebody that the fantasy community is keeping their eyes on. If
that was such a botched situation, bro.
God.
I mean, everybody drafted C-Mac number 1 overall, bro. Nobody had any clue that this man was injured at all.
Right. Yeah,
they wasn't on the radar at all.
They did everybody absolutely dirty. Shout out to our boy Will, who picked up C-Mac with the number 1 draft.
Our boy Will went through hell, bro, to get that number 1 pick. He took a tumble
his
40, and then got shafted with the C-Mac situation.
But man. So it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? He was definitely missed, clearly missed in the second half of that Bills game.
Yes.
One of the things that somebody posted, shout out to you guys again for showing up in the comment section in our last couple videos, man. Somebody posted in our comments, they're saying, yo, like, we pulled out that win. It was great. It was a great win. It was a great team win. It was a great grit style win. Doing everything possible to get the win. Everybody doing their jobs, with the exception of the play calling and the coaching. And somebody said, can you imagine if we would have had Mixon and Collins in that game? Like the blowout that it possibly could have been had that been the case?
Yeah, we definitely would have been able to keep our foot on the gas
for sure.
a lot more
in the
than we
second
were.
Half.
And you could tell that. I mean, you're absolutely right, bro. It looks like the game plan was definitely to let Nico eat. Nico
Yes,
just demands so much attention from
agreed.
defenses, and I'm hoping. Obviously, we're hoping at this point because it definitely looks like Nico's not going to play in the Patriots game. I said
Right.
it. I didn't even when they were saying he was day to day. I was like, they probably going to rest him, And we'll talk
Mhm.
about this, but got the settings of a trap game, obviously with with the Patriots game coming up. But you got to hope going into this week that Slowick they game plan to get other people involved, showcase our other receivers. Man, we got all off season, bro. I mean, this entire season, not just us. Everybody's been talking about our
Right.
receiving core being the best in the NFL, and so far, bro, Nico's just outshined everybody, bro. It has
Right.
not been the overall tandem and unit that we thought it was going to be this season. It's been the Nico Collins show, bro.
Can I
And
ask you a
our
question?
offense should not look as stagnant just because Nico goes down.
Can I ask you a question though? I was talking about this the yesterday after the game. No, yeah, yesterday after the game. One of the things that I was wondering, because you're absolutely right. We have monsters. We have a three-headed monster in Nico, Dell, and Diggs. And it's interesting to me, and so we have those three, right? That's our three-headed mommy. We got you guys check out bullrunsports.com and the merch shop. We got an entire t-shirt dedicated to that three-headed monster.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's I find it very interesting that not only is Nico, come out head and shoulders above the other two, right? But I almost feel like Diggs has his role, Dale has his role, and Nico has his role, right? I don't feel
Yeah,
like I feel like they could all coexist, right, in the same scheme. One of the
yeah,
things I'm wondering is whether oh man, the Chiefs are about to score, is whether or not they're doing this on purpose, front loading Nico Collins so heavy that they're making these teams, obviously prior to the injury happening this past weekend, but the goal being to front load Nico. Oh, Nico's on pace to be the best receiver. Nico's number one receiver in the league. He's going to break records this year. You got to cover Nico. You have to game plan for Nico
but why?
in an effort to kind of make you forget about the other two. And then as the season progresses, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, then all of a sudden we start remembering, oh, wait a second. They start
Go
throwing the
ham.
Dale more. Then you start seeing Dale having these breakout games. Then you start see Diggs having these breakout games. And it's going to put these people in a situation where they're like, well, wait a second. Hold on, man. We're game planning for Nico here. We got to watch these two guys. And then in my opinion, that's kind of where that three-headed monster thing is really going to start to poke its head out, where it's like, because you and I were talking about it all off season. Who you going to guard?
Yeah, I think it's a couple things with that, right? To answer your question, I don't think that's specifically doing that, but I think there is a way that obviously we'll be able to benefit from something like
Right.
that once the season progresses, man. Because it's not just us. I don't want to say having offensive struggles. Obviously, we got our struggles with the penalties and us being sloppy and undisciplined
Right.
and things like that. And obviously, we cleaned that up in the first half against the Bills. But it's the way defenses are playing all offenses in the NFL right now, man. The
Mm,
cover 2 look, the 2 high safety look, they're eliminating like the big
the
plays
big
that
play.
had been happening like, last year and year before, and wide receivers were eating people like Tyreek Hill, that whole Miami Dolphins just taking the top off and blowing through
Right.
people. You know, defenses are like, hey, you know what, we have to limit like these big plays. So
Mm,
I think it's an adjustment thing that not only Bobby Slowick is trying to adjust to, but like
mhm.
all NFL offenses right now. It's just that, man, Nico and CJ are like symbiotic,
Yes.
like with
Yes.
their minds, man. They have like a Kelsey and Mahomes type connection in their minds, man. Anytime that Stroud has to break contain, you know that he's gonna eventually find Nico,
He's gonna find
because
some. Yeah.
yeah, anytime there's a scramble drill, you just know eventually he's gonna connect with Nico, man. And Nico's been awesome at that. That's why he's he got hurt in the first quarter of the game, and he's still the leading receiver in the NFL right now.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, bro. So um no, it's something to that, man. But it begs the question, obviously, now that he's gonna be out. I think we can say it with absolute certainty, man. If y'all watching this for an absolute update, I think I'm 99% confident in saying Nico Collins is not going to play in the Patriots game, right? So that begs the question, Omar, who's going to step up, bro? Who's going to step up, in this Patriots game and be the dog that we need him to be?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm looking at Hutch, right? I mean, we haven't really heard much from Mr. Hutchinson over the last couple of games. I mean, he had a couple of nice catches this past weekend against the Bills. Not sure exactly that he has the abilities to fill in for Collins in the way that we would need him to, but I think everything kind of shifts upward, right? So where you got now Diggs is going to be that guy to get those the majority of those catches, then followed by Dale, then followed by Hutch. And then we also let me see. I mean, we talk about the depth all the time.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that we like to pat ourselves on the back for. It's the only kind of coverage that you're going to get here on the Bull Run Sport.
We spent a lot of time going over the depth, in the offseason, and people were calling us like, "Oh man, why y'all talking about these depth pieces so much and not like our main guys?" Well, hey, guess what? This is why we did all that groundwork, so you guys would be familiar with the players that are on the field currently right now. Hey, you didn't expect Cam Akers to be like lead back Daria Gumbawale to, like y'all wouldn't know who these players are if it weren't for us.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you who's gonna come out and save us. You ready for this?
All right. Who we got?
You're gonna love this. Steven Sims is gonna come out and save the day, baby.
I do love it.
Goddamn 82 finna come out and scat on these boys.
Bro, look, he's gonna be lucky to make it another week, bro. I'm telling you, I don't
still have a roster spot, bro. That's what I
don't get it. I don't know. He benefiting from these injuries for sure, and that's the only thing I can think of. Like if everybody was healthy, I think he would be on the streets, man. But because, like we say, of the depth, it's like, hey, we can't lose another receiver can't go down, and we not had a depth piece. So
yeah, he's definitely the recipient of that. He's benefiting from that big time. Obviously, another name that we haven't mentioned, Mr. Mechie. Is another one that's out there.
He gonna have to be active.
Yeah,
he gonna have to be active.
He's gonna have to get some of those catches too. Yeah, I mean, Mechie, Hutch, obviously Bobby Trees is picking up the special teams duties now that that Sims completely muffed that punt and
that was such a mixed bag, Omar. Because bro, I think we are hardcore fans, right? I think where a lot of people will get excited, a lot of fans will be excited and ride the wave of what happened like in the last minute or so of that game. Not even, bro, less than a minute, right?
Yeah. Be like, last 40 seconds.
Yeah, everything was great. Everything was flawless. We won. Kaimi's the best kicker in the world. Like Texans are the greatest. Bro, we kind of got on here doing a live show and even in the sober recap and was still kind of digging in on those flaws and on those mental mistakes. Bro, it's a tale. It's crazy because in the fourth quarter, so many mistakes happen, especially with special teams, right? Like Robert Woods down to punt, like within the 5-yard line, I think like on the 2. And we ended up having a mishap and everything like that, fumbled. They got the ball in their red zone and they scored, right? But then after we had the clock mismanagement, which D'Amico talked about, we'll talk about that in a second, when we should have clearly ran the ball with 44 seconds left.
Did he mention anything about that?
Yeah, we'll get to
that.
And they took us out of field goal range when CJ threw the ball and got the grounding penalty.
Right.
So look, after that, we stopped them 3 straight incompletions, which didn't. The Bills have been criticized for this heavy. They're saying that they mismanaged the clock, because they didn't run the ball at all. I think that whole possession
was 3 throws.
It took like less than like 10, 15 seconds or something like that, right? So almost no time came off the clock. They had to punt, and from there, our special teams unit looked great.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when we punted, flawless punt by Tommy Townsend, got them pinned down, in their red zone.
Right.
Robert Woods returned the punt, looked great, got north to south quick, didn't waste no time. He wasn't dancing around. He did what he needed to do, got down, and the CJ had time to make the throw to Dare to get us a couple extra yards. But for Kaimi, obviously, special teams to get a 59-yard field goal.
59-yarder.
It looked great. So in all of that, you're like, oh man, what is there to criticize? Like everything looked great. We all look great. Like, nah, that was stuff that we shouldn't have even been in that position.
We shouldn't have been in that situation. Yeah, exactly. Like the Bills should have never got that ball back ever.
No.
Right?
No.
And the fact of the matter is that we won this game because we won this game because the Bills coach completely mismanaged their time. Like for the same reason that you and I were hollering at the TV.
Yeah.
Right. About why they were motion. Like you and I were completely shocked when we saw Dare motion out of the backfield and line up with the receivers. We're like, what are you doing? What is going on?
Still, I rewatched it early and I still was in disbelief. I was like,
Bills Mafia.
I'm like, why?
Bills Mafia was doing the exact same thing. And what's crazy about that is that now that I was watching it again, I've been watching all the recaps in the morning on all the shows and everything. One of the things they kept talking about is that not only did they do that, they didn't even try to fake a play action, nothing. It's like you threw the ball and then you showed them that you were throwing the ball. Like
you went empty set.
Empty back set, nobody in the backfield, and you decide to throw the ball 3 times and only waste, I think it was like 9 seconds off the clock.
So look, D'Amico's response, from what I seen in a quote, I seen a written quote. He got questioned about it, obviously, in the press conference, was he didn't want to lose yardage on a run. That was his response. That was his excuse for it. Like they did that. They threw the ball because they didn't want to lose yards. Obviously, I guess they didn't want to take a tackle for a loss. I think at that point it was a 57-yard field goal, which, like I said last episode, Omar, I said there was nothing that I was going to hear from any of the coaching staff, not D'Amico, not Slowick, no one that would justify that. And that definitely, that's stupid. I mean, we don't criticize D'Amico a lot. That's no, bro.
So look, okay, hold on. I'm all right. So, well, okay. So what we were talking about with Ram on our live stream, you had Dare Ogunbowale, who was only getting 2 carries average per 2 yards per carry. I mean, I kind of get it. Right? You don't want to run Ogunbowale when you have 7. Like you have
he's too cute. You don't get too cute.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, bro.
Football is football, bro. Sometimes you just have to go basic football 101, do what's right, because not only obviously you're not thinking that what happened was gonna end up happening, right? The last thing anybody was thinking that you're gonna get a grounding penalty. So I get that. The logic is somewhat sound, but at the end of the day, Omar, they didn't have any timeouts, bro. You have to run the ball. You have to run some type of play where it's a guaranteed completion to where that clock continues to run. There's no excuse. No excuse. In any other situation, if they have timeouts, you do something like that. But with them having no timeouts and it's 44 seconds left, there's no excuse, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't throw the ball.
Bills had no timeouts.
You can't throw the ball in that situation, man. No matter what.
Yeah, because then you put it at risk of a pick, and it's not a
Nothing about it makes sense to me. I mean, there's nothing that I can hear that's going to convince me that was a smart play, and it's just weird because D'Amico is usually very logically sound, man. But we've seen him have this time mismanagement when it comes down to the being in field goal range, and hopefully that's something that they clean up, man. Hopefully it's early enough in the season. We haven't, had any losses due to it. So hopefully it's something that they like, hey, you know what? Let's just stop getting too cute and get these guaranteed points when they're available, because we fucked this up twice already. And eventually it's going to bite us in the ass. So let's just do what we need to do. So like I mentioned earlier, man, we get down and gritty with these things because we are like real fucking fans, like not just fair weather fans. It's like, oh man, everything's cupcakes and rainbows. It's great,
yeah,
man.
great
We're
play,
4-1.
great game,
It's
guys.
we digging into this. We know this team is are contenders, right? So we looking at the flaws. We looking at this team under a real microscope, man, and we like, hey, we got to clean this shit up because right now we the team that we watching right now, obviously, and y'all know who we operate, guys. Like y'all watching this on the Tuesday morning, but we filming this right now on a Monday night to drop for the morning, man. So we paying attention right now to the Chiefs game, we hoping that the Saints can help us out.
Not looking so hot right now, brother.
Yeah, I don't, it's not gonna happen, man. But it would have been great, right? We could take over number one in AFC, in the conference, man. It's so the Pat Mahomes of the world, bro. We still got to see them later on in the season, man. The Jared Goffs, the Lamar Jacksons. We got to clean up these little things, man. Look, I said it. Like I say, I will continue to apologize. I said the same thing about Josh Allen. I was like, Josh Allen ain't gonna let us get away with the mistakes. But Omar, he had a historically bad game, bro.
Yeah,
he was 9 of 30, bro.
Yes, bro.
9 of 30 for like 130 something yards, bro. Historically terrible. It's like we didn't even realize it during the game because it's still Josh Allen. It's still, you see the Allen on the back of the jersey. You like, hey, we know what he's capable of. Eventually he gonna hit on some of these. But when
9 for 30, 131 yards,
9 for 30, dog. And obviously we got to give ourselves credit, right? We got to give the Texans credit.
Yeah,
they put pressure on them. Our defense was great. Of course, they were down some weapons. People want to make that excuse, but look, hey, we were down weapons too, Omar. But something you mentioned to me, something you mentioned to me off air was that the national media now all of a sudden, like, Josh Allen was the greatest thing walking early in the season. MVP, one of the MVP candidates, right, along with Josh Darnold, Sam Darnold. I'm sorry, but now all of a sudden, the question is, oh man, does he have it, or does he need another guy like Stephon Diggs? How bad is he missing Steph Diggs? All of this, bro. Why are you feeling about that shit, bro?
Bro, let me tell you something. I thought was interesting. I was watching Good Morning Football this morning on NFL Network, and one of the things that they said, they were like, and it's funny too because like they don't want to say it, right? But he's missing Stephon Diggs, right? Because one of the things that they were talking about was like, oh, well, I'm not going to say that he's missing Stephon Diggs necessarily, but he's missing a Stephon Diggs-like player.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean? Like, just say what it is, right? He doesn't have a number one receiver, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a number one receiver. And because he doesn't have a number one receiver, he can't get bailed out when he's having a bad game, right? That's the whole relationship. You mentioned the symbiotic relationship between Seven and Collins, right?
Yeah.
Those guys have a relationship with each other where, I mean, Collins will save Stroud's neck, right? Stroud knows that there come situations where all he's got to do is put it in Collins' vicinity and he's going to get it. He's going to go get it for him. He's going to, it may even be in the huddle where he's like, yo, just throw it my way, man. I got you. We need this completion. We need this third down. We need this 3rd and 8. I got you, right?
Yeah, you're right.
That's what Diggs was doing for Allen.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially when he was a young quarterback.
Yes.
Because, I mean, obviously he didn't come out so hot, but once they traded for Steph helped him out. I mean, having that relationship with your number one receiver is such a big deal. And look, Khalil Shakir has been balling for him. Obviously, he was hurt. He was out against us, but he's not a true number one receiver. And then Josh Allen, of course, was indirectly throwing shade at Steph Diggs in his interviews and stuff like that, being like, "Oh, it's great to have guys that don't need the numbers and the accolades." Yeah,
get out of here.
It shows that
it's just funny, the narrative. That's all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we said a couple weeks ago, Josh Allen was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Then he loses 2 in a row. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's not necessarily the teams that beat him. It's Josh Allen, not Josh Allen. No, wait a second, bitch. We were in his face. We got, I think it was like, they said it was like 40 something or no, 30-something QB
like
pressures
that
the defense got on Allen. I mean, the majority of the time that he was dropping back to pass, there was a H-Town blue jersey in his face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to our guys, man. Like we talked about last episode, we may not be getting the sexy, sack stats and all of that,
right.
but bruh, it's obviously creating pressure, making these quarterbacks so uncomfortable. They're missing throws, like wide open receivers and stuff. And it starts up front. We say it all the time. It starts up front, and we're doing what we need to do, bruh. So it's a good thing popping, man. Let's talk about some of the other guys.
I don't mean to interrupt, bro, but you should. What Patrick Mahomes just did right now was probably going to be a top 10 highlight of the season.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. They're a very fun team to watch, man. Patrick Mahomes, best QB in the league right now, bro. I'm sure I'm gonna see the highlights of what you're saying, but he creates plays like this all the time. I don't even have to see it to know that it was phenomenal.
It was absolutely spectacular. You know what's crazy, man, is that they were talking about, I think it was Julian Edelman that they had asked. They said, who's the best quarterback in the league right now? Who's going to be the best quarterback in 3 years? And Gronk, I think they asked Gronk and Edelman and a couple of the ESPN analysts. Yeah. And both Gronk and Edelman said, obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. They said in 3 years, without a doubt, CJ Stroud is going to be the best quarterback in the league. And I'm not mad at that at all.
I meant to cue it up, bro, and I'm kicking myself right now thinking about it, man. But guys, y'all holler at us in the comment section if you know the play that I'm talking about. There was a play, Omar, where CJ was under pressure. Nico was already out at this point. I think it was the second half, and it was a crucial play that we needed, man. But as pressure's bearing down on him, he makes a nifty little side swipe of the defender, of the backers that were trying to get him down, and just makes a hell of a sidearm pass, bro, perfectly to Stephon Diggs, man.
Yes.
I mean, just in a window, in a pocket where no one else could get it. It was a very catchable, easily catchable ball for Steph Diggs, but just what CJ had to do to get the ball off and to deliver such a great pass. It probably was one of his best throws ever. And he's had some good ones in his young career, bro. But it's just to see that's consistency from him. So I'm not mad at these analysts saying that CJ has the capability to kind of take over that title and that mantle of the best thrower of football that the league got, man. But right now, Patty got it, bro. I mean, Mahomes is crazy.
You ready for this? This is it. You ready?
Yeah,
you and I talked about this past the moment that it happened. It was absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. So here's the play. Got double back set. And watch this little slip right here. Slip and drop
crazy.
Off. Right. I mean, look at this pocket, bro. Look at this pocket that he threw into.
Yeah.
Right here.
Just
look at
all
that.
Muddy.
1,
look,
2,
he had to
3,
jump
4 receivers. And he's gonna put it right on this zero where only Stephon Diggs can get.
Go back. Look how fast. Go back. Cue that up again, bro. Because look how fast CJ. Hold on. Go back a little bit. Because look how fast the pressure is getting to him, and look how fast he has to make this decision. But how perfect. Look how perfect the ball ended up getting there, bro.
So right here, he's going to have to scoot up to get away from this defender. And then he's going to immediately have this guy bearing down on him. And the little flick pass that he does. Watch this. Skip.
Look.
And then,
And it jump. It does a little jump.
90 right in his face. And then over the shoulder of a defender that's in his face. Look at this. Look at this.
Look
where the ball is right there. I mean, just gets this out just in time. And that alone itself is a feat.
Yes.
That throw, the fact that he threw a viable throw in and of itself.
The fact that he was even able to get it off. But
exactly.
Look where the ball ended up going.
Man,
quarterbacks in the league aren't delivering a ball like this with a clean pocket.
Look at this.
Look how perfect. Look how perfect it was, though. Bro, the kid, insane. It's amazing. Just turned 23 years old, Omar.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
I appreciate you having that up, bro.
I knew exactly what play you were talking about because you and I were just mind blown on that one,
bro. I had a wet dream about that shit last night, bro. I woke up wet. I'm like, damn, why am I wet? I was like, oh yeah, CJ, man.
Oh yeah, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, it happens so often. No,
CJ Stroud,
bro, it's phenomenal, man. Let's talk real quick, man, before we got to get out of here, man. Again, we appreciate y'all being here on Bulwark Sports Podcast channel, YouTube channel, man. Do all the YouTube things. Y'all know what's up, man. We don't drive too heavy on. Please like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Y'all do this for y'all fucking benefit, man. Like you don't want to miss this shit. All right, we not asking y'all for us. Do it for you, okay? Y'all need this shit, bro. Just hit all the buttons. Hit all the buttons, right? Somebody, other players, Omar, that obviously we want to get back, man. You touched on it a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Look, we down a lot of horses right now, bro.
Yeah,
we need to get Joe Mixon back, man. But the team is non-committal right now. I'm saying when exactly he's gonna come back, meaning he may not even be back against the Pats, bro, and that sucks. I mean, we need him. And D'Amico,
do we know?
Kind of, look. We said this got to make it. we said this got to make it of a trap game, bro. We can't think like that. We can't overlook these brothers because of the things.
That's what we said about the Jaguars, bro. And
we almost lost to these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but we did though. we play to our competition, bro. This is what we do.
I know. Well, let's get some better players in there, man. Let's get Joe Mixon back. D'Amico got. He took a little bit of extra time when asked about it, talking about the hip drop tackle that caused him to be out, man. The league said they was gonna make this shit a point of emphasis, and then like one of the first people to get hurt by it, significantly hurt, is our guy, Joe Mixon. Right. They didn't even throw a flag on the shit, Omar.
No, nothing.
Like what the hell? Why are you gonna make it such a big deal in the offseason saying you gonna really bear down on this shit? And then when it happens, you don't even throw a flag. Craziness, man. So
so no fines or anything has been levied either, have they?
I don't think so, man. I mean, it sucked that it wasn't even a penalty, but I'm not 100% sure if they lay down a fine for that hit. But look, our guy's hurt, man. He's out, because of that shit. They also gave an update to say no Christian Harris. Christian Harris is not going to practice again this week, so he's still going to be out, against the Patriots as well. So, man, obviously, Ben, it's going to be pertinent for us to get our guys back, man. But after week 6, we talked about it, man. We're gonna get the Nico Autry back from suspension. Hopefully, Christian Harris comes back around that time. Our cornerback, his name is slipping me. Jeff Okudah should be back as well. So we'll have a little bit more depth in the secondary. So that'll be good. Somebody that damn near missed the game, which I didn't realize to the extent of how bad it was. Agent Zero, Azeez Alshire, almost missed the game.
He was so sick that he had to have fluids prior to the game and then fluids again during halftime. And he argued with D'Amico to even play. So they were going to sit him. He wasn't going to play. He was rabid about the fact that he was going to play. And then D'Amico said, okay, we'll let you play. And if you remember, he got cooked like twice at the beginning of that game.
It was a rough start. It was a rough start to the game.
And apparently D'Amico on the sideline told him, you clean that shit up or I'm going to bench you because you're not even supposed to be out here. Yeah. And then apparently from that point forward, lit a fire under his ass. And then he started balling out.
Yeah.
He
dropped an interception. He had two. He had two
that hit him right in the hands.
The first one was a little tough. That one he would have had to make a hell of a play. I'll give him that one. But the second one, right in the hands, dog.
I mean, Agent Stone Hands is what we're calling him from now on.
But look,
just really quick.
He was in the ER, Omar. What happened?
TJ Edwards, which is the linebacker that did the hip drop tackle on Joe Mixon, did in fact get fined almost $17,000 by the league. So
okay, all right. Well,
just want to make sure we clear that up.
Okay, yeah. Well, appreciate that. The refs got to clean that up, man. But now, the last thing on Azeez Alshire, man, and you can fact check me on this. He was in the ER. The weekend before the game. I want to say Friday night, if not Saturday night, obviously.
Friday night, Friday night is what I heard.
Bro, lost 30 pounds, if I'm not mistaken,
Sheesh.
going into the game, dog. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that, like, like ladies and shit that be trying to lose weight quick. Be like, oh, I need to get sick too. I need to get sick like that. It's like, I don't think for him to lose, if it wasn't 30 pounds, I heard he lost a dramatic amount of weight. But bro, to play football in that condition, feeling like that, going through all of that, and then to have the game that he had, like I say, it didn't start out so hot, but he was definitely a contributor. One of the definite reasons why we won that game, bro. And
agreed, definitely agreed. Yeah, especially towards the end there, where where they decided to throw the ball for those last three. I'm trying to find out, but yeah, he was definitely in the hospital. We'll find it.
Yeah, but man, I mean, just gutty effort by him, man. Gritty effort. I mean, shout out to him for being out there, being available, and we need him, man. We need him. He came up big. The team works in tandem, bro. Like the units of the team definitely step up big and help out the others. Like if the offense is struggling, the defense steps up and do what they need to do. Special teams to step up and do what they need to do, man. And it's been good. It's been good so far, man. Hopefully we can get to the point to where if it continues like this, man, all last season, these one-score games, would end. We barely squeak out wins. Some of the games we would lose. We had no business losing that game against Carolina and Atlanta last season. But the games that we did win, it was always by one score, walk-off wins, shit like that. Omar, if this continues for another season or two, we're not gonna be here to continue to do this podcast, bro. I mean, we're gonna be.
Bro, you ain't lying.
Crazy. It's just too much on your boy Hart, dog.
I want at least one blowout. I mean, I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen this week, right? I mean, we get some key players back. Hopefully, we'll keep you guys updated as they start practicing tomorrow, figuring out whether or not we're going to get some of these guys back. But fuck, man.
Yeah,
I don't know how much I can take of this, on a weekly basis.
Too much. As your boy, being of African American descent, man, high blood pressure, diabetes, all that shit. Man.
Mexicans ain't too far behind, bro. We eat tortillas and shit, bro. Like that's you know what I'm saying? That shit is, we eat red meat, brother, on a daily basis. So that's
come on, bro. Popeyes and shit. I mean, this diet ain't helping. The Texans can't stir all that shit up, bro.
Bro, we cooking lard. Okay, that's how we fry our shit. Our shit is fried in lard, brother. So yeah, that's not, you know what I mean. From a cardiovascular standpoint, this is not good for either one of us. But
no, I'm with you, man.
Before we wrap up, a little funny note that you had brought up that I forgot originally that you had told me about it, and then I came back to you later on. I was like, "Have you heard about what
you do this?" You do this shit to me so often, and I get so mad because my wife does the same. My wife does this shit to me all the time, bro. I literally would tell her something.
I go back and I look at our group, at our chat thread. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, he did tell me that about a week ago. I be coming to you like I got some hot news off the press, bro. I'm like, yo, did you hear about this shit, motherfucker? I told you about that shit.
I told you the shit, and like I say, you do the same thing. My wife do it to me all the time. I'm like,
so look, couple weeks ago, probably about a month ago, I think we did a little excerpt where it was an old video that had surfaced from the Vikings locker room talking about what would be the one player on the team that you would absolutely not let your sister date. And it was unanimous across the board that it was Stephon Diggs. Yeah. And apparently, according to DJ Academics, if you guys are in the hip hop spheres, according to DJ Academics, he said that Stephon Diggs is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Apparently, he has had a little romp with a one Cardi B while she was 8 months pregnant.
That's wild, bro.
That is wild.
Some stories when they come out, bro, like the crazier they are and they sound, the more I know that it's true.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's too crazy for it to be made up.
Yo, when I heard that, I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs?
You're a wild boy, dog.
But then it kind of made sense though, because Cardi B is she's into all that high fashion Met Gala type stuff, and so is Diggs. So I could see them kind of like running in the same circles and crossing paths, and then ultimately Cardi slide in the DMs or Diggs slide in the DMs, and then something happens under wraps. But yo,
that's wild. That's wild.
We're so worried.
Part.
Look, you were so worried about our boy Stroud staying away from what's her name?
From Amber Rose.
From Amber Rose, and then you got Diggs over here, knocking down Cardi B, which is, in my opinion, probably worse. But
I think Diggs got the capacity for the crazy at this point in his career.
You right.
Know what I'm saying?
Diggs don't go to church.
Yeah.
Diggs don't go to church with his mom on Sunday.
Yeah, no.
He ain't that kind of guy.
We know he can. Just like nobody questioned, nobody said nothing when James Harden would live in the strip clubs, and drink every night before games and shit like that. It's like, okay, that's just what he does. But you don't want to introduce craziness in an alternative lifestyle to a young buck. Like a guy like CJ Stroud. So let Diggs do whatever he gonna do, bro. He gonna ball. So
yeah, no facts. Especially not like he's not our number one receiver. We're not really highly dependent on him like that. You know what I mean? We need him to come out and
knock down pregnant women. 8-month pregnant women, bro.
8 months is crazy.
Oh, that's the baby playing with your piece at that point, bro.
What was that line that Chris that line on Grown Ups where he was like, "Ooh, a Tootsie Roll."
That's wild, bro. Like I say, it's too crazy of a story for it to not be true, man. Sometimes you hear stuff and you're like, dog, it's so crazy and funny. I just want it to be true, like even if it's not. But man, Patriots game coming up, y'all. Obviously, like I say, we can't overlook this game. It has all the makings of a trap game. But look, they saying that possibly Jacoby Brissett could be set down. This could be the first game that Drake May starts against the Texans. That doesn't bode well, Omar. I'm not saying that I think Drake May is his ball or whatever, but hey, you do your preparation for a team. You look at film of how a quarterback has won with the team. Obviously, they're not doing so hot. So the devil is better than the one that you don't. We don't want to go in there with something that we haven't seen on tape. That's trap. That's all the makings of a trap game. So
I agree. That does concern me a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie, because like you said, you game plan for one thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And then like you're like digging through your photos, like what? Okay, what is history? Wait, shit, hold on a second. We didn't plan. What?
Yeah. You gotta look like, oh, dude, on the water boy, like this playing in the green playbook.
I mean, but again, who gives a shit? You can put whoever you want out there. Doesn't matter.
Well, D'Amico should definitely make a rookie quarterback pay for sure.
Yeah.
The same way that he had Caleb Williams out there looking. Which, hey, Chicago's been balling. They've been doing their thing. So. All in all, we'll see what's up, man. But y'all, hey, as we said, man, y'all keep it locked right here, Bull Run Sports podcast channel.
Yes, sir.
You subscribe, hit the bell notification so y'all see when we drop new videos, man. Check out our merch shop. Got some badass merch, man. I love that Lovey Smith shirt, man. Got one for my pops. He loved it. So yeah, keep rocking with us, man.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all next time.
Love y'all. Peace.